folks, how's it going out there? My name is the Gun Psychiatrist, and we're back in this first part where we are going to cover drawing and extrusion of basic shapes in Fusion 360. So if you haven't watched it, I would probably check out the introduction to Fusion 360. If you don't need introductions like me, well, just know you're watching the right video. Anyways, we're going to not waste any time and go ahead and get right to it. So we'll start by opening up Fusion 360 and start with a blank model. Here we are. As explained in the intro, there's several variations of different things you can use up here. And today we're going to be using the sketch feature. So this is going to create a 2D sketch across one of these three origin planes. Right here, right here, or right here. So you have a bottom top plane, you have a front back plane, you have a left right plane. So today, why don't we start from the front? And let's think of any object that we can model from the front. How about this bottle of vape juice? This will be good because this will give us a revolve feature. So we're going to start from right here. So let's say I don't have any measuring tools, but this bottle right here is probably about 4 inches long and maybe an inch in diameter. We're not going to draw the full bottle because right now we're just looking at the front of the bottle. So we need to make something that looks like this bottle from the front. So we're going to grab our line tool, okay? Or we can even grab this 2-point rectangle tool. Sometimes this is a little quicker to use if you're in a pinch. So let's call that 4 inches by 0.5. Okay, and there's a reason we're doing this. We're only going to draw half this bottle. Okay, so we have our 4 inches there. We have our ½ inch here. And then we're going to take this and run this up about a ½ inch, come over, come down. What we're going to do is we're going to start removing some of these lines because, of course, this bottle is not a ½ inch thick. It's a little smaller than that. So we have our shape here. And the first thing we want to do is use this offset feature. You can either click it or you can type the O button on your keyboard. If you type O, we can select this line. And let's call that, let's just say the plastic is 3/32, so 0.09375. Okay. And it offsets this bottle. However, we're not that square right there. So we're going to go back and we're going to use this fillet feature. Okay. And we're going to make a fillet right there. I like that much better. And that's going to be perfect. So we have our fillet. We're going to go ahead and do an offset again, 0.09375. And if you see, it's going to give you a slight fillet. Next thing we need to do is draw a line across here. We need to seal this up. In order to extrude anything in Fusion, we need to have solid lines. This way, this object turns light blue like that. That's how you know it's sealed in and it's able to become a solid object. And we're going to put a couple more fillets in here. I don't want to offset it. I want to fillet here and here. Okay, I like that much better. All right, 0.01. 0.01. We're going to run another fillet here. 0.02, like that. And one thing that we need to do from here is we need to create a bottom. 0.1. Okay, and we're going to wipe out this edge right here. Maybe do a fillet here. All right. Now we have our general shape. We're going to go ahead and finish the sketch. We can either grab our origin because we're going to need the axis using the fillet tool, or we can hide it. And I'll show you a little trick that you can use if you have a line that runs on the revolution of the axis. So we have one profile selected. Then we need to find an axis. So we can either pick this blue Z up line right here, or we can just zoom in on this and pick that. Okay. And that makes a bottle. Here you go. If you don't want to do a full bottle, you can choose the angle to what you want to revolve it at. And this is where this would be changed here. So if you, instead of doing full 360-degree revolution, say we want to do 90, okay? So now at 90 degrees, that'll it creates a quarter of a bottle. Let's go back and constrain this. We're going to start from the 0 position, and let's constrain this here. Call that 0.35. I like that much better. All right, we need to run a constraint or dimension from the top to the bottom, which is going to give us 4.5 inches. So that is an example of using a sketch to extrude a feature. And we'll go ahead and save this. And you can create different folders under your default project. You can start an admin project or anything else. So we're going to do a default project, and we're going to, let's just start a new folder. So we'll type new folder, and we'll say intro to F360. Hit save. We're going to open that folder into a juice bottle. Save. Let's just do a standard face feature. So we're going to pick this, and let's just pick the top, for instance. Say we want to do a square. We can do a center point rectangle. So if you remember going back to like high school and stuff where you did graphs of X and Y, this is the same thing in theory. So this is your origin point, or point of 0 and 0. And when you move up in the Y direction, you're going to grow positive. When you move down, you're going to grow negative. When you move right in the X direction, you're going to get positive, and here you're going to get negative. None of this really matters except for where your model is going to sit on the workspace. Okay, so you can start something over here, you can start over here. None of this really matters, but it's great to have this origin point, so you can base, because this is a fixed feature in the program to where you can base all measurements off of. In this instance, we're just going to go ahead and do a free sketch. Let's make a square. Let's just say 3 tab 3. When you hit the tab button back and forth, it allows you to go back and forth like that. We're going to make a 3x3 square. Okay. We're going to hit finish sketch. And now we're going to extrude, which is this button up here, or we can hit E. And let's just say 3. So now we have a 3x3x3 square. There are some features that we can use, like the shell feature. Okay. We can shell on the inside and say we want the minimum wall thickness to be 0.25, a quarter of an inch. Okay. Now this box, if we want to look at this box, see how the shell feature has shelled out this box? It's hogged out all this material, so we have like a little box now. That's how you use the shell feature. And if you want to do more sketches, you could continue to extrude from here. You can use the origin points to make new features, or you can use faces, which each side of this 3D model is called a face. So if you wanted to create a sketch off of here, this is going to be your new sketch surface. That starts a new plane, and that's where you will sketch from. So if you took this and did a circle, say a 2.5 diameter circle, and you wanted to extrude it, you just click this, and now you have a 2.5 diameter circle. This join feature down here does some interesting things. So join will actually make this new extruded feature become a part of that rectangular square feature right next to it. If you don't want to do that for whatever reason, you can just click new body. Now the new body will actually create an individual body up here. So instead of there being body 1, you're going to have body 1 and body 2. Similarly, you can select component. Like if you want this to be a completely different component, you can select that component and make a component off of that. But right now, let's just do join. So now you see body 1 is still one solid piece. However, if we would have done new body like this, we now have body 1 and we now have body 2. If we want to join these down the road, you can go back to your extrusion, but sometimes you get a timeline down here on the bottom part of the screen. You get a timeline that's so long, it's almost hard to find that. One thing you can do is use this combine feature by selecting this and then select the tool body you wish to combine to. And you can keep your tools, which basically your sketches and everything, and you can make it a new component. But for right now, we're just going to say okay. So now, once again, makes this a new body. So that was a basic overview of sketching and extruding. There's a whole lot more to cover, so we're going to pick that up in the second video and using some of the more cooler features, such as the sweep tool and rib tool and a few other things. I'm going to show you how to use those in the next video. So anyways, I hope that y'all found this helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'm the Gun Psychiatrist signing off. So until next time, God bless America again.